It is finally here. The 5-star Shiny Rayquaza Tera Raid event is now live in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. In today's video, we'll be covering all of the event details as well as the best solo builds to help you easily beat Rayquaza so you can add this special event Pokemon to your collection. This Shiny Tera Raid event is running from the 20th of December until the 5th of January 2025, so we have a good 2 weeks to take advantage of this in-game. Alongside this Tera Raid event, there are also 3 Black Shiny themed Mass Outbreak events running for the same time period. In Paldea, you will have Mass Outbreak events for Sotodle. In Kitakami, you will have increased numbers for Carbink. And in the Blueberry Academy, we'll have Mass Outbreaks that will feature Fracture for that shiny Black Haxorus, another favorite shiny Pokemon of mine. The shiny odds for all of these Mass Outbreak events have been increased, so finding shinies of all of these Pokemon in the Mass Outbreak events will be very easy while the event is running. I get a lot of people asking, but you do not need a Nintendo Online subscription to take part in this event while it's running. To do so, just have your game connect to the internet, head into your Poke Portal menu, and then down into the mystery gift option. Here, select check Poke Portal news, and once you've connected with the servers, your maps and raid dens will update with the Outbreaks and Tera Raid events. The Shiny Rayquaza Tera Raid event will see it come into battle at level 75 with a 35 times multiplier to its HP stat, unlike other 5-star Tera Raids we've seen in the past that only have a 20 times HP multiplier. So this one is going to be a little more tricky, but we kind of expected that anyway. You can battle this Rayquaza Tera Raid as many times as you want while the event is active in your game, but you can only catch it once per save file, so be a bit mindful of your Pokeball choice when you're going to get it after defeating it. And also let me know what Pokeball you did catch it in. I'm kind of considering the Beast Ball, but I might go for something else. So the build that I'm going to recommend in today's video is going to be Sylveon. Yes, you guessed it, it is available in the base games. Everyone has access to this and will be able to run through this Rayquaza no problem at all. It is going to be level 100. It is going to be hyper trained, so make sure those IVs are all set to 31. The Terra typing is going to be Fairy, and the held item is the Covert Cloak. The moveset is going to be Hyper Beam, Calm Mind, Fake Tears, and Draining Kiss. And the ability here is going to be Pixilate. Make sure you've got that if you're going Hyper Beam. If you're just going Q Charm, then go with the Moonblast. The EV spread is going to be 252 EVs in special attack and special defense, and the remaining EVs is put into HP with a modest nature. So your Sylveon should look like this once it is trained, all put together. We'll jump into the raid now. I'll show you how quick it can be to run through and get yourself Shiny Rayquaza. When you come into the raid against the Shiny Rayquaza, we're not going to see any Shiny Sparkles, but we know it is a Shiny. Now, if you have an Intimidator on your side of the field, it's going to help out a lot. Turn 0, we're going to see the Rayquaza launch off a Dragon Ascent. Now, an Intimidator on your side of the field is not essential at all. You're going to have no trouble running through this raid. Trust me with this one. And you can see it is into the Garganical this time, so we avoid it. If it goes into you, it doesn't really cause us too many issues. It drops that defense and special defense by 1 stage. Turn 1, we're locking in with a Fake Tears. That's going to reduce the special defense on the Rayquaza by 2 stages. We want to get these in before that shield goes up. After the shield's up, the Fake Tears is not going to be able to go through and drop that special defense. But because of the special defense drop that it's already had from the Dragon Ascent, essentially with 2 Fake Tears, we take the special defense down to -5. And what we're really waiting for is the HP hitting 80% on the Rayquaza. And then it's going to nullify the stats and abilities on our side of the field. Essentially, after that, we're going to be able to go for those Calm Minds. Now, we're chasing down our Terrestrialization at this stage with these Draining Kisses, of course. And we are waiting for that turn where it nullifies stats and abilities on our side of the field. So there's the shield going up from the Rayquaza. That goes up pretty early on, but it's not a large shield at all. And there we go, stats and abilities nullified on our side of the field. Now, if you can stack 3 Calm Minds here, that is ideal. Really, what you want to be doing is getting 3 of these up, because it kind of sets you up in a good place for the end of the raid. Of course, after that, you're going to be able to kind of close this up very quickly. There are a few kind of increments throughout this raid where the Rayquaza is going to go for a Draco Meteor. We're not affected by it being a Fairy type, and it is also going to go for a Dragon Dance at 50% of its HP remaining. Of course, just keep these things in mind, but otherwise, following the guide here, you should be fine. If your health is low at this point when you're trying to get these Calm Minds up, then just go for a Draining Kiss at any stage. It'll just recover you off, and it'll also chase down your Terrestrialization and not risk you getting knocked out and waste the turns that you're kind of putting in at this stage. But getting 3 Calm Minds up is pretty key in being able to close this matchup as quick as possible. Now, after the 3 Calm Minds, we'll go for the Draining Kiss. just get some damage off here. Of course, you can alternatively use Moonblast over Hyper Beam. That's definitely an option for you there. We get pretty fortunate with a critical hit, and that's going to make it a little bit quicker for us. Yeah, as we are going to see that Draco Meteor fired out from the Rayquaza now, and it is going to be into, unfortunately, the Taurus this time, which is fine. Of course, we're not affected by it. The two targets, two Sylveons on our side of the field, can't be affected from it, and the Rayquaza does remove the negative effects from its side of the field. Go for another Draining Kiss, and the next one we are going to be able to Terastallize, but we're so healthy at this stage with the EV investment that we've got on our Sylveon. Don't really need to worry about the Rayquaza at all. Even after the Dragon Dance, 50% of its HP remaining, we're going to be super fine to be able to take anything from this Rayquaza that it does fire out at us. Now we can Terastallize, of course, and we're going to be boosted up with the +3 on our special attack. On our side of the field, we're going to be able to break this shield and then wrap this up with a Hyper Beam. So if you've got Moonblast, of course, you can just go for that. But if you want to have a quick way to end the raid, then the Hyper Beam's definitely a way to be able to do it, as you get the Draining Kiss off, keeping us healthy as we go. The Cover Cloak's there, of course, to make sure that we don't get confused by the Hurricane early on in this raid. It could cause us all sorts of issues. And there's the shield gone, and one more move will be enough. There's the Dragon Dance coming out from the Rayquaza, and that is it, 50% of its HP remaining, or when it falls below that, of course. So that will take it up +1 to its attack and to its speed, but we're going to lock in with a Hyper Beam, +3 special attack, and this should be enough to take down this Rayquaza and close the raid up. Oh, it's so close. So if you want to go for an attack chair there, then you can go for it, but of course we are going to have a recharge turn, but we're not in any worries about that, and the rest of our team have enough to take down the Rayquaza. So there we go. Hyper Moonblast is an alternative, and then you're going to be in a position where you can catch the Rayquaza. I'm going to lock in with a Beast Ball. I've got one from Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon, so in a Beast Ball that I was very lucky to get, but I do want one from my Scarlet copy in a Beast Ball as well. Of course, I do have a Violet copy that I can get Rayquaza in as well, so if you do have 2 copies of the game, remember that you can get a Shiny Rayquaza from both. It is 1 Rayquaza per save file, but let me know down in the comment section what Pokeball you chose to get your Rayquaza in. I know a lot of you have said Luxury Ball, and with the item drops as well, you get some very good item drops with this event. So it is going to be definitely one to farm over this weekend while it's running. You've got a 3% chance of all different Herba Mysticas dropping, 1% chance of an ability patch dropping every time you do the raid, and then you can see all of the candies and everything else that we get for this event. And there we go, the Rayquaza is obtained. Dragon Pulse, Hurricane, Earthquake, and Extreme Speed it has as its moves. It is an EV trained, it is an OT nature plus attack stat, and it doesn't have any ribbon or mark, unfortunately, but a very nice Pokemon nonetheless, and an easy one for you to get in game while the event is running. Of course, if you found today's video helpful, please consider leaving a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with all of our future Pokemon events and content. If there are faster builds, of course, to solo the Rayquaza over the next coming hours, days, I'll update those on the channel as soon as possible, so you have an easier time to take Rayquaza down and also farm for those high cost items. If you have your own builds that you've had success with against this Shiny Tera Raid boss, leave them down in the comment section below to help others in the community who might be having a harder time taking down Shiny Rayquaza. Thank you so much for tuning in, friends. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy this Shiny Rayquaza event. It's finally here in game, as well as the mass outbreaks that are going to be a great opportunity to get some easy shinies in game. Have a great rest of your day. Take care of yourselves, friends. Until next time, bye-bye.